Hi guys, how are you doing? I hope you're doing great. Today we're gonna be talking about Morphe. I feel like they're having a sort of comeback lately. I have seen their new eyeshadow palettes everywhere. They've released a few new products, so today we're gonna be trying out one of those eyeshadow palettes. This is specifically the Moonstone eyeshadow palettes, so it's the cooler toned one. And we're also gonna try their solo shadows. These are called the Solo Artist, and they are pot eyeshadows that I think you could use as a base, you could use them as eyeliner, you could use as a one and done type of eyeshadow. So we're gonna be putting everything to the test. I have not tried the eyeshadow palette at all, I haven't even swatched it, but I did try the pots just to see if they are long wearing as they claim to be, because that's not something that you can see in a first time trying on the product. So without further ado, let's get going. I would start with the eyeshadow palette swatches. By the way, this is one of the 12 pan eyeshadows. They also have like small 6 pan ones. This is the front, and inside, this is so hard to open with nails. This is the eyeshadow palette, pretty basic, pretty neutral. Let's swatch it. I have to say, I never disliked the quality of Morphe eyeshadows. Actually, I think they work really good. The only thing I would say is that I was wary of the cool tones because they can be tough to blend. This is the first row. Oh, that is so pretty actually. That's actually pretty neutral, not really only cool tone. It's actually, yeah, it's a neutral row, like you could do a look with these four. And then in the second row we get to the cool toned eyeshadows. They do feel super creamy, but also a bit powdery, which is fine. Ooh, I love that brown shade. That last brown shade. Looking good so far. The last row as a silver. I don't support silver eyeshadow in every cool tone palette. I think we can do better. I mean, I think we can do something more creative than a silver, but anyways, I guess it's fine. These are swatching very well. They're very pigmented. Yeah, these are super nice. I was not expecting bad quality, but I think that these swatch even better than the last palette I tried from Morphe, which was an all matte cool tone eyeshadow palette. So this is super promising. Just leaving the swatches here again before I wipe them off. Now that we've done the palette, let's see the Solo Artist single eyeshadows. So I got the shade Melody and Set List. Honestly, the shade that I wanted, which is like not the white one, but the next one, like the pale beigey rosy one, was sold out. So unfortunately, I had to set for Melody. We have this like mauvey brown, and Set List is your like standard deep brown. I would like to compare this with the Merit Solo Shadow, but I have one. I just cannot find it right now. So I'm just gonna tell you my impressions based on my experience with both. I used both. These Morphe ones are much creamier, so if I just touch them, they collapse almost like a mousse formula. And therefore, they are less dry than the Solo Shadows, but I have to say, the longevity is the same. So if you're looking for an alternative for that, these are a good option, and they have like a wide array of colors to choose from. So I will be using Melody as my base today. Another thing to note is these don't have like a cap, so you need to make sure you are like tightly closing them. And while the Merit eyeshadows have like a click sound to let you know that you've closed them properly, these don't. So you need to make sure that you are really doing it right. So I'm wiping my brush in them. I would say that this is a bit warm for me. That is why I was actually hoping to grab the other one. You can see it leans a bit orange on me. That is the thing with warm tones on cool tone skin. I don't particularly like the shade. It is also kinda sheer, so I find myself having to add more layers. Now, I did have one of those MAC Cosmetics, I think they were called paint pots, but it was years ago, so I could not make a comparison with those. I do think that these just do what they're supposed to do. And if you find the right shade, they're like a good priced option. So I don't want to put too much of this because the eyeshadow palette is cool toned. And I don't want this to lean too warm tone or too clash. So I think this is fine. Yeah, the fact that there is no clicking sound kind of bothers me. So we're going into the eyeshadow palette. I think since I have such a warm tone base, I'm gonna go with this neutral brown. I think it's called Extra Alienating. These are very powdery, so I need to do this. And let's see. Yeah, I think it complements the solo shadow very well. So as you can see, the shadows layer very well on that product because it is completely set. Like, I can feel under my finger that there's product, but it's not gonna move. So the products blend really well. I like this color. I just am not in love with the solo shadow shade, which makes the look a bit more like peachier. So see, I could go out like this, just add an eyeliner. I think that's the convenience of this type of cream pot eyeshadows. I do want to add a touch of cool tones though, so I'm gonna go with this Other Earthly shade. This like taupe, put it in the crease. That's a nice like contoury shade for the eye. It leans gray and that's what makes it a good contour shade. I don't mind this on top of these shades actually. I think it's giving us good dimension. And so far, these eyeshadows are blending like a dream. I'm having no issue. This may also be because of that base shade, who knows. And I'm gonna go into this Rocket to Riches. This brown here in the corner. And I'm gonna use it in the other corner of my eye. So with this palette, of course, you're not gonna get like a super creative look. It's just a cool tone neutral eyeshadow palette. That's pretty. Yeah, I'm actually having no issues with these shades compared to the other. I think it was 18C palette or something like that. I thought those were like harder to blend. Here we go. So now, I may be boring, but the shimmer shade that's calling my name is Opulent Orbit, which is this brown shimmer shade. So I'm gonna use that. And this is like a taupe brown. Yeah, I would say it has like some fine particles of silver. So immediately you can tell the shimmers aren't like your super sparkly shimmers. But I think it's pretty. You have to always keep in mind what you're paying for, how much you're paying for. Yeah, that's pretty. It's like a gunmetal brown. It is a bit more cooler toned than the rest of the makeup. Just blending it in. For my inner corner, I'm gonna use this. It looks like an iridescent white shade. Maybe it's gonna have like a blue iridescence. Yeah, it does a bit. I don't think it's a lot. I don't think it's super strong. So you can get away with using this even on a neutral eye. It's pretty. It's really transparent. So I'm having to add a lot. That's because it's not super shiny. It's actually quite dull, which, I mean, makes sense. It's basically the same quality as the other shimmers. I'm gonna do the same colors on the lower lash line. So I'm just picking up that neutral brown and then the deeper brown. For eyeliner, we're gonna use the other Solo Artist cream eyeshadow in the shade Set List. So I'm gonna basically map out where I want my eyeliner with this, and then I'm gonna use the deepest shade of the eyeshadow palette. Yeah, this formula is, I feel like this brown is even somehow creamier than the other shade. So I'm picking up an angled brush and I am gonna lay it down where I want my eyeliner to be. As you can see, this is a pretty deep shade, but it is a bit like it needs you to go over it a few times to lay the full pigment. I think they have an even deeper shade than this, for sure. And maybe even one that leans a bit more like dark gray. But I am really liking brown eyeliner these days. So I went for a shade that I knew for sure that I would use. I think it's a bit wonky, but it's gonna do. As always, not going out today. So I'm gonna pick up the deepest shade in the palette, which is called Total Eclipse, this one here. And I'm gonna use my cream eyeshadow as a base. Yeah, this is pretty deep. I'm having a bit of fallout, so make sure you tap your brush, otherwise you're gonna have everything on your face. This shade is actually very easy to work with. Oh, I was about to blind myself there. This is the eyeshadow look. Let me know in the comments what you think. I think this is a pretty solid palette and it's not super expensive. I think that if you like the Makeup by Mario, I think like it was the Etherealize, Moonlight, something like that, but you think the price point is too high for that, this palette is a good option for like similar tones. So of course the shimmers are not at the same level, not even in the same league, but I mean you get what you pay for basically. I'm just gonna finish my look though, and I am testing the new Charlotte Tilbury Unreal Blush. So this came broken, and I just got this out of my mini like skincare fridge because I was hoping to fix it. So as you can see, like in the cap, yeah, it's not in a good shape and it's very difficult to twist because it was broken. But I want to try this product. So I'm just gonna go for this. This is the shade Rosy Glow, by the way. So I'm gonna, oh, that is actually, oh, it's so cold. This is a bright pink. I thought it was gonna be a bit more muted. By the way, I know for a fact that this product lasts a long time because when I opened it, basically the whole stick fell on my legs and I had my leg stained pink for like 2 days, even though I did wash myself, yes. So that's interesting, an interesting like road test, I guess. This blends really easily, okay? That's actually really pretty. So it is blending in a less vibrant pink, which I'm happy with because I don't love bright pink. That's the product. I think it looks pretty. I do want to do a comparison video. Please twist back down. Yeah, I have to squeeze it back into the tube. It's not the best constructed product, or maybe it was damaged in transit. I don't know, but it's better that I don't touch it. And this goes back into the fridge. I almost forgot mascara. Who am I? Like, fun fact, the first time I was gonna go and meet my now current boyfriend, I went on a train ride to get where he was, and I made all my makeup pretty, and then when I was on the train I went like, oh shoot, I forgot mascara. That's such a newbie mistake. That was such, like, for sure anxiety induced. I remember it to this day, like that realization that you spent 1 hour on your makeup and then you forgot mascara. I remember texting my roommate and she went like, you're such an idiot. How do you even forget mascara? I don't know, I was doing the same thing now. So I guess I haven't grown up in the meantime. I don't have anything for lips. I'm just gonna actually do. So I have this new NARS gloss. I mean, the gloss is not new. It's the Afterglow Lip Shine, but the shade is new. It's called a Smooth Talk. And if you see the shade, the color, like on Sephora, it looks like this taupey brown. In reality, it is like a brown gloss. So it does have some gray to it though. Wait, do I wanna put lip liner on? So I'm gonna use the Sephora Dress to the 90s lip liner. This is a gel lip liner. It's not super long lasting. The Smooth Talk gloss. This is like a paddle applicator. Don't love those. Let's see how it looks. So of course it's a gloss. Doesn't have a ton of pigment. It is a bit warmer than I expected this to be. Like, yeah, I feel like it pulls more warm than gray on me, so it means that it must have like a warm component. So it is very comfy. Shiny? Yeah, it is shiny. I think it goes well with the look. I just don't think it's as cool toned as the promotional picture make it to be. Yeah, it's comfy. It's comfy. Goes well with the look. It's fine. It's just a brown lip gloss. This was the video for today. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know in the comments what you think about the newest Morphe releases. Is it intriguing you? Is it catching your eye? I'm very curious to know. I think that they have quite a few products that are interesting, and when I was on their website to purchase these, what I wanted to try was out of stock, like that solo eyeshadow shade. They also have like a trio of blushes, and all the, I think, the pretty neutral shades were sold out. So they have a lot that is really intriguing. Let me know what you think, and hopefully I will see you in my next video. Please consider subscribing if you wanna see more, and have a good one. Bye!